Broadcasting for the Sports Channel.
In this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 stocks that I'm going to be buying into the end of 2020 during the Trump dump. Hope Trump has a speedy recovery from catching the virus. But these stocks are going to be buy and hold for me, as in I'm going to hold them for as long as I possibly can. And that's because I believe in these companies. The more you believe in a company, the easier it is to hold for the long term. So for me, I'm probably going to take these stocks to the grave with me. I mean, unless some drastic fundamentals change in the company. And it also saves money on taxes. If you sell for capital gains, you have to pay a tax on that. So if you just hold it to the end of eternity, no taxes you got to pay. The first stock that we're going to be talking about is Square. And I think Square is going to clap the banks. If I could own all the banks stocks or just Square, I'd own just Square. So I do, obviously. But the banks are dirty and they suck anyways. They won't lend to you unless you have money. If they do lend you money and then you're late at all, you get clapped and they penalize you. So they have punitive fees. They're a hassle to go to. They try to act all fancy with their suits and stuff like that. And Square just makes that whole process just a lot easier. Square owns all the data, and as a business analytics major, I learned that whoever owns the data owns the money. They own the future. They know how to adapt and change things. And Square's collecting data every time they lend or process those payments. And so Square has the data. They're going to probably knock out the banks. They're willing to lend to you even if you don't have money, but they have a good process for making that money back. So Square, definitely one of the top stocks to own, just busted all-time highs. I don't really care what price that I buy it at. I could buy it at 170. I'll buy it at 32. It probably won't get back to 32, but Square, just look, top stock to own. Our next stock that I'd like to own is Amazon, and this isn't in any specific order. These are just the top 3 stocks I'm looking to buy going into the end of 2020, and that's Amazon. And Amazon, I just can't ignore it. Its intrinsic value is too high. Based on, the fundamentals, the amount of money that they earn, they're just racking in the dough 24/7. Their intrinsic value is just so high. It's at least $5,000 a share. I'm thinking closer to $10,000 a share as it is right now. That's without any fundamental change. It's way too tough to ignore. Stores suck. Amazon showed that. Amazon changed shopping forever. And Amazon's probably going to replace all the stores with the Amazon Go stores. It's going to be so advanced, you can just scan your wrist and you can just pay the way. You don't need your phone. You don't need your credit card. You don't need your debit card. You don't need anything. So Amazon, they make bank. They're probably more powerful than our entire government put together. So that's number 2, Amazon. Our last stock / ETF that I'm looking to buy into the end of the year is ARKK. And this is, if you didn't know, the Cathie Wood ETF. It involves a basket of stocks like Tesla, TSLA. It involves stuff like Roku. Which is great. It's a great growth company. It's got Square, which we already talked about. It's got things like Workhorse. She's just got so many great stocks in this portfolio, and it's actively managed, which is the greatest advantage of this ETF, which means she's trading this ETF and the profits from her trading are thrown back into the ETF. And so she's going to be able to protect against a market correction if there's a huge downside fall. She's going to be able to hedge. So ARKK probably is never going to go to zero. She's going to rotate the funds as things adapt throughout the future, and so will your money. It also pays a small dividend, but it's almost negligible. It's like 0.01%, but still something to think about. ARKK, definitely if I had a choice between a savings account or ARKK, I'd choose ARKK, or just life savings. If I had one stock or ETF to pick to invest in, it would be ARKK. So I'm definitely going to be loading the boat on ARKK at these support levels, 85, 75, 60. I'll load the boat if it comes down to 50, 55. So ARKK, third best stock that I'm looking to buy into the end of 2020. So these are stocks that I'll take to the grave with me unless the fundamentals change. Let me know what your 3 favorite stocks are. Alrighty, thanks for tuning in. See ya.